Hey guys, how's it going? I just put Sienna down for a nap. We are all sick this week. It has been crazy. Daycare, Maddie's in daycare, and for those of you mamas who have kids in daycare or in school, you know that it is just, oh my God, you have to get your immune systems so on point. And so I was actually just sitting down right now, and I was going through the next week and like everything that we have to do. And I thought I would just come on here and share with you guys one of the biggest things that I do every single week, actually with Marcus, to not only prevent overwhelm, especially during the holidays, but to give myself back hours in the week. And it is super, super simple. And it actually goes against, hey Michelle, how's it going? It actually goes against everything that we as women try to do, or everything that we're taught. So, and ironically, I find that I end up getting even more done than before, and I feel amazing. Like my energy is always super high, unless it's this week, but even still this week, I got everything on my list done, and I have a sinus infection. So this is just proof that the system actually really works for me. So if you guys don't have something in place like this, I highly recommend that you try it, because first of all, I feel like the biggest challenge that we as women come across all the time, especially moms, is we try to do everything. We try to be everyone. We just try to be all the things all the time. We manage the entire family schedule. We organize the doctor's appointments, the dentist appointments. We do pickups and drop-offs and all the things, like the entire social calendar of our family, 9 times out of 10. As I can assure you, because this weekend is Marcus and Maddie's birthday, usually that falls on my shoulders. This year it did not, because I'm not feeling well, but usually, which is ironic, now Marcus had to plan his own birthday, but usually that falls on my shoulders. And so I think the reason why this is because there is this expectation in society that we are supposed to, like I said before, do all the things and be all the things. And then we put this pressure on ourselves, and it's crippling, and it actually cripples us. And I see it 9 times out of 10. Moms, it's actually a term now. Moms will go through mommy burnout, where they will reach a point where so what mommy burnout looks like is total exhaustion. You completely give up and stop caring about everything. And you just say like, F it to all the things. You become a recluse, and you stay in and you stop socializing. You don't share with any of your friends, like in terms of like everything that's going on, all the stressors that you're going on. There's so many different markers for it. So if this feels like you, this is going to help you out 100%. And the reason why I feel like we get into mommy burnout a lot is because of the pressure to be all and do all and all of those things. What we end up doing is we don't ask for help. And the reason being is because it's hard to be vulnerable. It is absolutely, I'm going to tell you right now, I struggle with this all the time. It is really hard to put your hand up and say, this is a lot on my plate and I can't handle it right now and I need help. But the better that you become at tapping into that vulnerability and sharing, how you're feeling and what you're going through and what you're struggling with and where you can use the extra hands on deck to help support you, the happier you're going to be. Because I can tell you right now, the women in my life and the women who I admire the most, the ones that are the happiest and the ones that have it all together, have the most help. And I'm not even talking about paid help. I'm talking about just support in general. They are the ones that say, guys, this is a rough week and I need all hands on deck. And that involves, with me and my circle of friends, it involves all of us. We constantly just come over for dinner to each other's houses to make sure that, we're being social and having laughs and everything, or, we'll always offer to watch each other's kids and stuff like that. And we've created a space, an environment where it's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to ask for help. So I want you to know that it's not easy in the beginning. I really struggled with it. It made me feel really, really uncomfortable. And it took, a long time for me to get to a place now where I'm like constantly asking for help and I don't feel guilty about it at all. I'm just like, guys, I need help. And this happens with my friends, my family, with everybody, my husband. But so this is one of the ways where I can identify quickly what the week's going to look like, where I'm going to need the help, and then delegate accordingly. So Every single Sunday, Marcus and I, we call it our powwow. And essentially what we do is we have, hey Abby, how's it going? Essentially what we do is we have a huge calendar in our kitchen on the wall, like those old fashioned ones, those whiteboard ones. And we have, so Marcus is a personal trainer and he owns his own business. So like we have his entire schedule marked out for the week. We have my entire schedule marked out for the week. And like when I have big meetings or calls or client work to do. And then from there, we look at where, usually we do this 2 weeks in advance sometimes. And then that gives us like the 2 week look ahead, kind of. It sounds so corporate. And so basically what happens is every single Sunday we'll sit down, and initially when we started it, it took like a little bit longer, but now that we've been doing it for so long, it is so quickly. We basically sit down with the calendar and go through where there's overlap, where we need support. If this is a big work week for me, then who can help out more coming over in the evening with the kids, because I'm going to be emotionally taxed. We also iron out right now. So it's birthday weekend. So like, we ironed out like who was going to do the grocery shopping, who was picking up the birthday cake, who was doing like actually I like partially baked one of the cakes, but normally I bake all of the cakes. But now we got another cake because I needed some help. And then so, for next week, we're looking into, Marcus has a couple of big nights out, like big nights after work where he's going to be working super late. So it's like, I'm on deck in the mornings because he's going to need some time to sleep in. And it's just sort of looking for these areas where there's overlap, so you need to call in extra help. So who can I call in terms of my friends to watch the kids? Do I need my mom a little bit more? Do I need to ask the daycare to, look after Maddie for an extra day? It's these types of things so that I'm not trying to manage them all last minute when they come up. And Marcus knows ahead of time where he needs to step up and what needs to be done. And then my mom's on board and she can see, okay, I need to schedule this time in because, this is a super big week for Lindsay, so I need to make myself more available. And my girlfriends know on Sunday or Monday night, I'm coming over just to keep Lynn company because she's having a rough week. And so I find this really helps in terms of managing out the time. Now, the other thing that I do that is huge is during normal times of the year, typically I will plan 3 big tasks that I want to get done a day. And I think I've talked about this before. So I usually have one thing that I want to do for myself, whether that be like the gym or something, like if I have a dentist appointment or whatever. So it's something for myself, something for the family, and something for my business. And it's just one thing that I need to conquer a day. So like in terms of the family, yesterday, Sienna had to go get her 4-month shot. So we had to go and take her in to get that done. And so that was like the one thing that I had to get done. But so this is what I was going to say. During the average times of the years, it's 3 things a day. During the busy times of the years, it's 3 things a week. And so what that basically looks like is Marcus and I, we have essentially a running list of all the tasks that we need to get done that are coming up. But what we do is we will each pick 3 things that week that we're going to get done together for the family. And then that way we know that they're going to get done. Because the problem, and I don't know if you guys ran into this before, the problem before was, well, I was never asking for help. So this always fell on my shoulders. And then B, the other issue was I would jam pack my week with lists of to-dos and then it would never get done. And at the end of every single week, I would constantly feel like a failure. I was always feeling like a failure because I was never checking off the boxes. And there's something about checking off boxes that I really love. And so now what we do is we get really clear. We pick out all of the things that we need to get done for the month, and then we divide them up week to week in terms of like, this week we're going to tackle this thing, this week we're going to tackle this thing. And it helps you really get clear on what is important to you, what has to get done this week, what can actually wait until next week, like who's going to be managed. So right now it's like, who's managing the Christmas shopping? Who's taking care of this gift? Who's taking, are we ordering it online? Who's going to do that? Like, I'm hosting Christmas dinner this year. What does that look like? What are we getting the turkey? And then we like organize out each week and like 3 big things. And the reason why I pick 3 is because I can nail them. I can get them every single week. I nail them. I feel like a badass. And so even during the weeks that I'm sick, I'm still not behind the 8 ball, if that makes sense, because it's really easy for Marcus to pick up the slack because I can't. Like this week I've been exhausted and both of the kids are sick and we're down a parent. And so Marcus, it's been really easy for him to come and pick up the slack and be like, okay, I've totally got these 3 things, as opposed to being like, well, there's 46 things that we have to do and now I'm sick and they're not going to get done. And it also helps because he can see these things in advance. And so if he has the ability, this week obviously he didn't because we're down a parent. But if he has the ability to do these things in advance, or if he has the ability to check these things off early, then he can look to next week and say, okay, I have some extra time this week. Maybe I'll just get this done. Or he has the choice to say, amazing, I checked off those 3 things. I'm going to chill out for the rest of the week. And that's what we do. And that's how we don't get burnout, because you have the ability, A, you're not pushing yourself to the max. B, you're not stressed out trying to get everything done. C, you feel supported, because I feel like, having worked with so many women and obviously being a mom myself and going through this, the number one thing that we struggle with all the time is feeling supported. And it is because our lives are unpredictable. So the more predictability that we can bring into them, the more supported and the more confident we feel about our weeks. And so by employing this strategy, having the one-on-one Sunday powwow with Marcus, whether it be 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, what we've also started to do is, talk about, we're tacking on little things now because they're getting super quick. So it's like, okay, now we're planning into our finances into 2020. Where are we going to be investing our money? What do they look like? How did we do in 2019? We're also talking about our relationship. What do we want to improve on? We go into different buckets now, and we can actually start to tackle these even bigger things. So I think that if there's one thing that I would say has helped me immensely over the course of my lifetime, not lifetime, but over the course of my relationship with Marcus, is having these powwows and doing them 2 weeks in advance so that you know what's coming down the pipe, and then both of you guys can delegate to not only each other, but say, who else can we reach out to? For example, my sisters or my mom or his sisters or his mom or my girlfriends, even the neighbors, we sometimes rope them in. And then that way you feel supported and you never feel stressed out and you always feel confident, because you're always going to get these 3 things done. So like I said before, guys, have a running list. Have a running list where both of you go over every single week. But from that list, only pick 3 things for the week. Just 3 things. In a normal time of year, you can have 3 things a day if you feel that confident. It's a lot, which I know you're thinking 3, that's nothing, but it's actually a lot. Getting 3 things done in a day for a mom when anything can pop up is a lot. But during this time of the year, 3 things a week. That's it. And make sure that you and your partner are aligned and that you feel supported. And that is, I'm telling you guys, how you can quickly avoid feeling burnt out, because that is the number one thing, that is the number one stressor of moms, is that we take on everything, we never feel supported, and everything becomes unpredictable because our lives are unpredictable. And so 9 times out of 10, those things on your list aren't going to get crossed off. And then at the end of the week, you're going to feel frustrated and stressed out because you didn't get everything that you wanted to done. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. If you have any questions about this, we can even do, if you want, Marcus and I can sit down tomorrow when we go through our powwow. It's going to be pretty quick because we're hosting everybody for birthdays. But if you want, we can even go through 1 week of actually how we map this all out. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions below, just drop them below the video. Or if you have any questions, just drop them below the video. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.